Hello and welcome to a review on balancing chemical equations. Remember, just a quick reminder, you can always add coefficients to balance equations, but you can never change the subscript. The small numbers need to stay the same. Okay, go ahead and turn to your balancing act page in your binder and pause the video if you need a second to get that out because we're going to be working on this page. Okay, now that we're on this page, we're going to start walking through the very first equation up here on the board. They have told us that some atoms of sodium will react with some atoms of magnesium fluoride to create the products sodium fluoride and magnesium. Now, in order to go about balancing this, we need to follow a couple steps. We're going to look back to the page chemical equations, to the steps to balancing equations, and we're going to go through these step by step. The first thing we're going to do is check for diatomic molecules. So here we are. We check for diatomic molecules. I don't really see any. We're good. Step number 2, we write the correct formulas. Okay, they've already done that for us here. That's nice. Number 3, tally the number of atoms of each element on the reactant side and then on the product side. Let's take a look up here at this top one. So we're going to tally them up. I like to write them right underneath because that helps me see where they need to go. I'm going to start by doing a little sodium, and I see that there's just one atom of sodium represented here. I'm going to write magnesium underneath it. Even though the magnesium is in there with the fluoride, I'm kind of tracking each individual atom now, and I only see one magnesium atom there. For fluoride, which is normally fluorine, but here it's in its negative version, so we call it fluoride, I see that there are 2 atoms of that in that molecule. Now I go about and do the product side. We have sodium, of course, and we have magnesium, and we also have fluoride again. Work with me and write your own answers, see what you get, pause the video, and then I'll put my answers up. Okay, now that we're back, I got 1 atom of sodium there, 1 atom of fluorine on that side, which is in its fluoride state, and I got 1 atom of magnesium. These are not balanced. Flipping back to our previous page, steps to balancing equations, I notice that number 4 says, if the numbers of atoms differ from side to side, I add necessary coefficients in front of any formulas, and I'll work with one element at a time. Leave any diatomic elements. Remember, those diatomic elements are the ones that come in pairs. They're always, if they're alone, they're actually going to be with a pair. For instance, oxygen gas is always 2 atoms of oxygen stuck together. We're going to leave those to last. Okay, so I cruise on back here. There we go. And I get that figured out. And now I see that there are 2 fluoride atoms and 1 fluoride atom on the right side. So I'm going to need to balance those up. The sodium and magnesiums, however, are already balanced. I usually start with whichever one is unbalanced if I can. I see that there's 1 fluoride over here, and it's in the sodium fluoride. Now remember, I cannot go and add a little 2 next to that. I need to add a coefficient 2 on top of this so that I get 2 fluorine atoms. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to make all the changes that happen because of that one change of number. Now there are 2 fluoride atoms represented here and 2 sodium atoms represented. There's still only 1 magnesium. Now what I'd like to do is go back over to the other side and change the numbers that I need to change to make sure it balances out. My fluorides are already balanced, my magnesiums look good, but I need 2 sodiums on this left side, so I'm just going to add in a number 2. Okay, take your own crack at number 2 right here and click the next video to see the